One of the key transits I want to discuss for the week of September 22nd is Mars in Scorpio making a square to Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Now, Mars is one of the traditional rulers of Scorpio. Yes, modern day sense, Pluto gets brought into it, which makes this transit all the more noteworthy. So, Mars enters Scorpio on September 22nd, the same day as the equinox. And then the sun will be making that opposition to Neptune retrograde, which again shows us in themes of the partial solar eclipse of the new moon, that there's likely something around your identity, your light, how you wish to connect with other people. The sun in Libra is going to be going through an emotional overhaul. And this could be something small or something quite dynamic depending on where these transits are falling in your personal natal chart. But when we get to Wednesday, September 24th, the exact square between Mars and Pluto retrograde is occurring. We know with Mars in Scorpio, there is that tenacity, there is that resilience, there is that grit. But Pluto is not going to be missed. We're going to be taking that trip to the underworld, potentially one more time, maybe going to a different layer or level of the underworld, aka your fears, your subconscious mind, and there's likely some sort of breakthrough that is happening. If you've been feeling like you've been white knuckling it or been going through a lot over the past few weeks, please know you're not alone. Please know that is sometimes the energy that needs to be brought forward to break you out of that zombie, human, comatose energy, to actually get your head on straight, to see things clearly, to move in the path that you are wanting, that your higher self is calling you towards. God, source, spirit, ancestors, that they're kind of off of their break and focused on you and want you to go higher. Sometimes I say, like, I can feel when I'm with clients that they get so frustrated with the individual. They're like, you're not listening. I'm going to go for a 5-minute smoke break. And it's like a spiritual smoke, but they're so pissed off at the human. They're like, you're not listening. So I'm going to take a break. And we've all been there where we just need a break from certain people. We're like, I can't do this right now. I feel personally that's like our spirit team, our guides, our ancestors. It's like, again, but now they're back in. They've tapped in. They're ready. They're looking down like, let's get this done. But I want to emphasize that with so many changes, the solar eclipse, the equinox, and then Mars making that square to Pluto at the same time of the sun opposing Neptune, it can feel like a lot. You can get washed up, you can get lost at sea. And I was kind of thinking this in another analogy in the sense of, if you were about to board a ship or get on a plane, but let's use boarding a ship because we're talking about Neptune. And you're like, I want to go to this land. It seems amazing. Everyone keeps talking about it. Let's go there. And then Neptune's like, nope, I'm going to blow you and create a storm to send you all the way in the other direction. Like, what are you doing? I thought that this is where I was meant to go. It's like, no, you keep saying you want this. You've been praying for that. So through this divine intervention, even if it appears like a massive storm from the sea, where you don't even know if you're going to survive, maybe all your supplies gets washed off the boat and all you have left is yourself and a pair of clothes. Maybe that's all you need for this next journey. Maybe you're being asked really to purge, to cleanse, release, to let go of a lot. It's very 333 when I said to let go of a lot. And it might be very confusing on a mental ego-based sense of, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to survive? But this is Mars in Scorpio. If there was ever a time for you to bet on yourself, your resilience, your grit, your ability to make it through intense times, now is going to be that time. So really pay attention when Mars first enters Scorpio, which is September 22nd, but then, of course, getting up to that exact square. I'm not saying this is going to be easy. A square between Mars and Pluto can be very, very challenging. However, this coming off of the eclipse, coming off of the Saturn opposing Neptune, is likely to bring forth some sort of intense emotional energy that needs to be brought up so that you can finally deal with it and move on and break free. Square aspects in astrology require effort, require you to show up and to do the work. If you're not going to show up, it's probably going to be that much harder. But if you can allow yourself to fully break down and to fully examine and profess your fears or the secrets or what's been holding you back from really moving forward, that's where the magic is. That is where things are really going to start taking off. But if you keep running from your fears and keep kind of having a veneer of it's okay, I'm fine. No, if you're not fine, that is okay to admit, to profess, to be clear, to be honest, that honesty, secrets is very Plutonian as well. So if you can reveal your truth, if you can understand where you are currently and what you need to do to get forward, even if it's just one step, even if you're not moving forward, but at least you're catching your breath, you're recalibrating yourself, you're getting out of that fight or flight, that is going to feel huge in comparison to maybe where you were a week ago, a day ago, an hour ago. Okay. So, in terms of this breakdown, breakthrough, metamorphosis type energy, revealing another layer of yourself that is getting closer and closer to your authentic core. It's likely going to be scary. There's going to be all these fears of what if, what if, what if, especially when it comes to our light. And this is Sun in Libra opposing Neptune in Aries. So, what if our light is not respected or seen in relationship to other people, which may then bring up all these subconscious narratives or all these fears that maybe you didn't even know you had? So, remember, with Neptune, it could be a lot with the dream state, maybe taking some time to be intentional before bed so that we can have a clear mind and not stimulated from unaligned trash. So, we can go to bed, attack Mars, our dreams, and get closer to our subconscious to understand what gets to be healed, what gets to be transmuted, and how we grow and evolve from there. And if you want more resources, more chances to connect, let me know. The Alchemy Point is a vibe. There's always resources, there's always ways to connect. And I'm wishing you a powerful, transformative Mars in Scorpio transit, but especially Mars in Scorpio square Pluto and Aquarius, right? You got this.